still use their weapons against them. I mean, there's just because they control it doesn't mean like they can control how we use it. I mean, am I crazy, Ogner? You do believe that people should go on Twitter and follow us, right?
Oh, absolutely. I'm quite active. It's an easy way of doing it. You end up reading a lot, following a lot of links, looking at videos, listening to audios in next to real time, or whatever is filtered or censored out, and I know that can be done. A lot of information. It's mind blowing. Stuff I used to be doing years ago is 24/7 or close to it, getting up in the middle of the night reading more things. A lot of information. So define your filters, what you're looking for. As you can look for anything on any subject. You'll find a lot of 9/11 hot topics at the moment, which I presume will get a lot of attention, Joe, in the next 7 days.
Oh yeah, that's definitely it. And I don't know, people can't tell right now, but like Matroc here, he's on Facebook, and he's like familiar with some of the people who are on Facebook affiliate with Alex Jones and the Luke Rudkowski crowd. He's sending me pictures of like several of them, and this latest picture I've seen, like it was a picture of Luke Rudkowski, living it up on donations, and like he looks rather relaxed with a big Cuban cigar in his mouth. I mean, Matroc, like from this guy is spending like the money that these idiots are giving him, right?
Yeah, here's another one of him, skydiving.
You mean skydiving with the money that he got from idiots, right?
Oh, well, yeah, literally, but, I don't think he has a job. Where's that money coming from? He's just spending away all these, stupid people that donated to him, actually thinking that they could sign a check and make change.
Oh, it's so pathetic, dude. This is, they deserve it.
It's typical disinformation that a certain group can head off a bigger group into disinformation and into ridicule. Who's controlling them? This guy Radowski, he gets a free check of 10 grand every month. This has already been well posted over the forums. Louis B posted all over TIU. Just come and check it out. This scumbag picks up 10 grand every month. Will not open up the accounts of We Are Changed to scrutiny. It's a front. It's a front like a lot of other things. You said that anybody that lives in the District of Columbia, District of Criminals, is working for them. What about Mike Piper?
That's a big issue right there because, I don't know, because like Mike Piper, he was very close to losing his apartment, and you have to understand where he lives. He doesn't live with, let me put it bluntly, he doesn't live with white people. He lives in the black part of Washington, D.C., so that precludes him from being my opinion, from being a part of the intelligence services, because he lives in such a horrible neighborhood.
Okay.
Where he was able to, he did say himself, like, there's very strong anti-gun laws, but I can go outside my door right now and come back with a gun within 5 minutes. So just based on where he lives, even though it is in Washington, D.C., I tend to trust Michael Collins Piper.
I've always liked his information. Just ask the question. You said everyone lives in D.C. It's generalization.
Well, Agner, a lot of mid-level, I guess, management in the private sector in Washington are Freemasons. They have their lodges, and that's how they promote each other. So there's, they got their own side, secret societies. Secret clubs. Yeah,
the power of these Freemasons, I think is bullshit. A lot of them are just social clubs, unless you're very, very high up in Freemasonry. I know of several people here. I have a lodge about 150 meters away from my business in town. The sign is outside the door. Do these guys have any power? Yes, they absolutely do. If you're higher up, one of my buddies had been unemployed for a couple of months. Didn't seek out unemployment, and he went to see his unemployment to register, and he noticed the minute he went in Masonic symbolism in the office, made his little hand signs, and the guy got backdated 3 months and got an easy number he got a year, because the unemployment officer was a Freemason, and they did exchange. So even at lower levels there is something, but I don't, that in time past, with the advent of internet and other forms of communication, Zionism and the bankers are just so much higher up above the Freemasonry. It's another level of control. It's another section of populations that are controlled, or that are wonder about this, or that live in awe of these people. But they're not. These people didn't do 9/11. I'm not so sure that the some of the bankers that caused these crimes in 2007, 2008, and in prior years, obviously making all this money on all these crappy loans and all these other usury and fractional reserve banking methods that they use to make bonuses off everyone else on the planet. But they're not the top dog. I wouldn't waste too much time with them. Interesting topic, but not my cup of tea.
I have to disagree with you, because I am a rather heavily read Masonic researcher, and like other Masonic people, like our own member on the forum, which Timothy Fitzpatrick, who's also known as Talmud Timmy, infamously on the Pirate Bay. Even my personal life, I personally have had like my life really in hell because of Freemasons, even recently. So I have to disagree with the power they do have. I can give lots of personal stories that just happened to me within the last month.
I just wanted to reveal something. Actually, my main paychecks come from Washington, D.C., Virginia. And,
Ogner, I apologize. I didn't know he was an agent, man. This guy's pure disinfo.
And what Ogner said about the symbols being in the office, that definitely does happen. I noticed maybe 4 or 5 different things within the office that, like the checkerboard, then the symbol of the company being in an I shape, and there's like just random 33 written on the wall, like with a sticker. So that definitely it's a system of like control. It's almost not of control, but like a secret thing where you get a good paying job, maybe that you're not qualified for, and then if you mess up at the job, the members will overlook the problem, whereas a non-member they would just fire.
So you're saying it's almost as good as being Jewish?
Yeah, very similarly. It's almost like self-promotion within the organization, and looking after each other.
I have to agree with you totally about that. I mean, these Freemasons, I'm not going to go too much on the subject, but I take it from a more spiritual angle. I consider themselves, representatives of the devil himself, Satan on earth. I mean, I ain't going to go too far, otherwise people will be like turned off, since this is a rather, political show. Hey, Ogner, concerning 9/11, have you thought about actually you taking a trip? I'm thinking about myself actually taking a trip, because I'm sick of like telling other people to go there.
Yo, Joe, if you come, I'll host your lounging over here.
Thank you, man.
Sleep on the couch.
Or I'll just sleep on the floor. I sleep outside your door. That's fine by me, man.
Next to the Chinese, next to my Chinese neighbors. They stole my bike.
Don't make them eat me, okay?
Well, no, absolutely not tempted to go to New York. 9/11 was a world event. It's not by going, glorifying some building. 3,000 people disappeared. We still don't even know what weapons were used on 9/11. It certainly wasn't planes. I wouldn't go to the US or to the UK until the Zionists are removed completely 100% from government. That'll be the next time I'll step foot in the United States, or I'll be dead. It'll be one or the other, but I wouldn't go in the current situation, and neither even still to the UK, would not even travel there for business.
Wow, man. It's kind of funny you just talked about the UK, because I'm actually also planning a trip to go. Well, my first trip would be to London, if I could help it, maybe for 9/11, because I'm really fascinated to see what's it like to live in a police state. I missed out like visiting the Soviet Union, so like I think a good what do you call it, replacement would be the current UK government. It's pure hell there. I mean, I feel sorry for all you UK English people out there. I mean, like now I understand why you go believe idiots like the Yiddish Defense League, EDL. So like, I really can't blame you, because you're under lots of mind control.
Don't worry about the UK. Labour are in the wings, ready to come back in. They have Miliband as their leader, and he's a dual citizen as well. So the United Kingdom, as I said, is well covered. We have a lot of members on TIU from the UK that are well aware of that fact. If anybody did a little bit of research, they'd find that. Joe, I think we're coming up on about an hour with all these segments, so here we get down to the last words. My last word, I had a couple of other topics on tonight. This wasn't the night to discuss what I wanted to discuss originally, but it's fine to go back to a 9/11 discussion with a week going. Maybe even next week it might be a 9/11 special. 9/11 was the birth of a lot of things for a lot of people, and to remind it every year, it's time that we moved on. Not for the people that are suffering. I'm just saying it's time to move on to arrest the criminals that brought 9/11 to us. And what 9/11 stands for: the war on terror, the war on people's bank accounts, the war on poor fools that invested in the stock market and bonds, and all of this is going to go on. It's a pleasure having the two of you on. Last words, gentlemen.
Well, I like to have a couple of minutes to say a few things. I consider my personal life. I'm really getting sick of the stalking, and yes, it does sound unbelievable, but it's absolutely true. Like, the reason I'm talking about it, because then it loses its power. Like, for instance, every time I'm walking, it seems like gay people keep on like coming near me, or like every time I look down on the ground, like a gay person will suddenly like pop up, or like it's not just them, it's like 12-year-old girls are like like flirting with me, and I ain't that great looking, so like that's pretty strange. And not just that, it's like I see like what do you call it? People like walking in front of me, they suddenly stop or like walking slow. I know you're thinking like Joe Blow is like really lost his mind. I'm
Joe,
sorry.
Let me just. This would be great to document. I know you're a member of eBay. You can go out and buy these hidden cameras that can go in caps and in cameras and in pens and in watches and all sorts of stuff. Record some of this and put it on the record. I strongly suggest you do.
I'm going to do that. And let me just give one last message in Swedish. Hej alla flashbackarna. Jag vill gärna ha dig på den kvällen på min igen. Så hej all på Flashback, kom igen. Okay, hey.
What?
It was Swedish, don't worry about it. I'm finished with what I want to say. I'm finished with what I got to say.
Okay, go ahead there, give your last words.
No, I'm good. I think we talked about everything.
Okay, well, listen, good. It'll feed a little bit more information into we are scumbags making lots of money. Been a pleasure having you on, gentlemen, and talk to you all soon. As the Ogster out, back next week, if not in between the anniversary, as soon as we can. But at least next Sunday night we should be online for the 9/11.